baby bus! Let's go, Sheriff Labrador!
The mystery of baby bird's identity. One day, when Sheriff Labrador didn't have to work, he lay on the lawn in the park, basking leisurely in the sun.
Ooh, this park is so quiet. I can take a nap here.
Oh, dear! Sheriff Labrador! Something big has happened!
Huh? Something big?
Sheriff Labrador was startled awake. He didn't even have time to respond when Mrs. Hippo rushed over, pulled him up, and started running.
Give way! Hurry and give way!
Mrs. Hippo led Sheriff Labrador to a tree. Under the tree was a crowd of animals. Sheriff Labrador took a closer look and saw a shivering baby bird in the grass.
Sheriff Labrador! I was square dancing here just now when I suddenly heard chirping sounds. Cheep, cheep, cheep. That was when I discovered this little thing.
Mrs. Hippo, this baby bird.
This baby bird must be lost. Oh, I'm also a mother. If my child was missing, oh no, I'd be panicking. Sheriff Labrador, you must help her. Oh dear, poor little baby.
Don't worry, I'll get this baby bird home.
Sheriff Labrador squatted and observed the baby bird carefully. The feathers on this baby bird hadn't even grown out yet. Its skin was bare, covered with a sticky liquid.
Looks like this little thing just broke out of her shell not too long ago. A baby bird which has just hatched can't move very much. Its home must not be far from here.
After hearing Sheriff Labrador's words, the crowd of onlookers started discussing animatedly.
Oh, there are a lot of birds around here.
Oh, yes, yes. So many birds.
The more I look at her, the more I think she looks like the pigeon's baby.
Yes, that's right. Oh, poor little cutie.
When Mrs. Hippo heard that, her eyes lit up.
Huh? The pigeon's baby. I'll go look for Miss Pigeon right now. Oh, Miss Pigeon! Miss Pigeon! There's big trouble!
Mrs. Hippo yelled loudly and ran away in a flash. Sheriff Labrador took out his magnifying glass and surveyed the scene carefully. At that moment, something on the rockery came into the sheriff's line of vision.
These are blue egg fragments?
Sheriff Labrador used his magnifying glass to look. He went closer to sniff.
There's still fresh sticky liquid on these egg fragments. It smells the same as the sticky liquid on the baby bird. This eggshell belongs to the baby bird.
At that moment, Mrs. Hippo came back, dragging Miss Pigeon along with her.
Oh, Mrs. Hippo, what has happened?
Oh, dear, you lost your child. Isn't this an important matter? Come quick, your child is in the grass.
Mrs. Hippo, what are you talking about? I'm not married yet.
The pigeon's face was reddening like a tomato. She blinked in confusion and looked at the baby bird, shaking her head.
And this little baby is not a pigeon. Pigeon babies don't look like that.
Oh, I made a mistake?
Mrs. Hippo was suddenly dumbstruck.
Mrs. Pigeon is right. I found baby bird's blue eggshells on the rockery. Pigeon eggs are white, so this baby is definitely not a baby pigeon. Based on the location of the eggshell, I think the baby bird fell from this tree beside us.
Fell from the tree? But there are a few bird families in this tree, so whose baby could she be?
I know. There is the cuckoo family, the magpie family, and robin family on the tree. We can go ask the families and we'll know the truth.
When Sheriff Labrador heard the word robin, his dark, round eyes lit up suddenly.
We don't have to ask each family. Robin eggs are blue. This must be a baby robin.
It's a robin? Oh no! Her house is at the very top. I must climb up the rockery to inform Mrs. Robin. Mrs. Robin! Big trouble!
Mrs. Hippo jumped up the rockery, kicking her 2 short legs as she climbed upwards. The rockery started to sway, shaking more and more violently.
Mrs. Hippo, look out! The rockery is about to topple!
Sheriff Labrador rushed up quickly, dragging Mrs. Hippo off and running to the side. He had just pulled her aside when, crash! The rockery toppled heavily to the ground.
Phew. Are you all right, Mrs. Hippo?
Ouch! Oh, I twisted my ankle. Oh, the rockery has fallen over. How am I going to find Mrs. Robin now?
Don't forget, pigeons can fly. Miss Pigeon, could you go tell Miss Robin?
Yes, you can count on me.
Mrs. Hippo, being willing to help others is a good thing. But the rockery is made with special materials and is not sturdy. Climbing rockeries is very dangerous. Don't be so rash next time.
I understand, Sheriff Labrador. Thank you for saving me.
Mini episode on safety. Woof!
Hey! Ah!
Oh, no! Our shuttlecock has landed on the rockery.
Don't worry, Grandma. I'm good at climbing. I'll climb up and get it.
No! Don't climb. Climbing rockeries is very dangerous.
You're right, Mrs. Hippo. Sheriff Labrador's Safety Talk. Climbing rock walls is usually a fun activity, but we shouldn't climb the rockeries in parks. Rockeries are made with special materials, which are lighter and not sturdy. Climbing or playing on rockeries is very dangerous. Friends, you must pay attention to safety and not climb rockeries. Woof!